Hello everyone, it's me, Clayton. I just finished watching episode 4 of Ahsoka. So after Sabine, Ahsoka, and Huyang have made it to the planet where Baylan's skull is waiting, basically this is where several big fight scenes take place, as Sabine has to face Shin, Baylan's skull's apprentice, whereas Ahsoka has to take out that masked man that she saw back in the second episode, while she also has to take out Baylan himself. And while Ahsoka does manage to deal with the masked man, turns out he's, I think, a bit more machine than man when it comes down to what he actually is. Baylan proves to be far tougher for her, especially considering his skill and his experience exceeds hers. So he beats Ahsoka, and Sabine is ultimately forced to give the map to Baylan after he uses her friendship with Ezra against her, showing his manipulative side. Before then, the communications are completed. He destroys the map so Ahsoka can't follow him, and he decides to take Sabine hostage after Shin attempts to choke her out. That's the interesting thing. Shin could have just killed her right then and there, but Baylan ultimately decides to honor his word and decides to tell Shin to stop it. I like it when villains ultimately do have a bit of a moral code to them. Even though I enjoy villains who are evil just for the sake of being evil, I think Baylan still having some honor left from his old days does show that he was ultimately a decent man at some point, or at least wants to appear to be a decent man, but at the same time he does what he feels is justified for what he believes will be a great future, even if that future involves starting another war. Now, General Hera, on the other side, has her part of the episode being to get to the planet to where Ahsoka and Sabine are and to help them out. But with the hyperspace drive going off, that means that they weren't able to stop Baylan, uh, Shin, or Morgan. So the villains have won this round, only losing their little helper, whereas Ahsoka and Sabine have lost their fights, and General Hera was unable to help that much. But Ahsoka happens to run into a certain Hayden Christensen while she's either hallucinating or she's just in her memories or something. Yeah, so Hayden Christensen comes again after he already appeared in the Obi-Wan Kenobi series last year. And yeah, his digitized face does look a little off sometimes, but it's not nowhere near as bad as some of the digital de-aging they did for Luke Skywalker. And to be honest, I think he actually handles his role fairly well here, even if it's just as a tease for the next episode. So if Ahsoka has to be in this world and she has to interact with Hayden Christensen's Anakin, I do think that it could be interesting considering that we've seen Ahsoka plenty of times with Anakin in the Star Wars Clone Wars series, but never as Hayden Christensen, the actor who played him in the prequels, playing off Rosario Dawson, the person who plays Ahsoka in live action. That's never been done before. I think that'd be interesting to see if Anakin could mentor her a bit in this state, or if he has any advice to give to her in this state. That would be interesting to see it done this way to rekindle some of that old magic from Clone Wars or Rebels. But who knows if that's going to happen, especially considering Ahsoka knows what Anakin eventually became in Darth Vader. We saw that in Rebels, and and of course we know what would happen in the prequels. But yeah, I think it's some solid fight scenes and a solid hook for the second half of the series. So see you next time.